Evan.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's
I
Jacob.
thought so. I thought so. But what was it like, being in the lineup with your brother at Cliff Keynes?
It was pretty cool. Obviously, we shared a hotel room.
Meals?
It just felt like normal. Nothing out of the blue. So,
More of a personal question. When you guys were younger, what got you into wrestling?
our older brother and our older brother and our mom really started wrestling. I think he started, going with one of his buddies. So we kind of went after him, went with him, and yeah.
What was that dynamic kind of like at Cliff Keen with both of you guys in the lineup?
Honestly, I didn't really have time to go watch him. I've never really had the time to watch him unless something odd happens. Just because he's usually right after me, he's usually the match right after me or whatever, however it works. But I enjoyed it, but I didn't really get much time to go and watch him. So.
How nice was it in general seeing him, last year you're in the lineup, he's not, but then now seeing him get his chance and then being able to place at a tournament that you knew is really damn tough.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Obviously he was unranked, and I think, that fired him up a little bit, and to see him go out and get fifth, I think he had a lot more matches than me for sure. I don't know how many he had, but I think that was really good for him, especially for the Cliff Keen. To really, get his foot out there.
How do you feel about your own performance at the event?
I thought I did good. Made some mistakes. I didn't think, I wrestled below any of what I'm capable of. I think I made a couple of strategic errors, maybe in my wrestling and whatnot, but I think I felt good, and I think I wrestled good. Just maybe made some mistakes.
Take us through your match with Arizona State's Julian Clevo. You're trailing 10-1, 10-2, 30 seconds left. Get a takedown and a tilt, pin him in the tilt. Kind of take us through that. Take us what's going through your head in those last 30 seconds, and just talk us through that match.
Yeah. All I could hear pretty much was Metcalf just say, keep going, keep going, keep going. Every time the match, we would get in a stalemate. I think we got in one or two right before that. I just kept looking over at Metcalf, and he just kept saying, we got to get one, we got to get one, we got to get one. Whether he believed that, that ending was going to end how it did, I don't know, but he just kept saying, you got to finish the match, and whatever happens, happens. And he obviously got really tired.
Sorry.
Yeah, but I think he just got really tired, and he gave me an opportunity, and I took it.
Did you believe it would end like it did, or was it just, okay, keep going, and maybe it can, I can get that kind of result?
Yeah, I think it was just more of a keep going, keep going, keep going. Just finish the match really, really hard, make it really hard for him, and if the opportunity opens up, good for me, and it just so happened to, open up and end that way. Obviously, that was another one of those matches that I made some mistakes. I was shooting when maybe it wasn't there, gotten extended, and he did take advantage of that. So,
Dresser's been pretty open about your weight and your weight struggles earlier in the season. How have you felt these last couple weeks now that it's more under control, and then especially that match against that Arizona State guy? How much does that show through? Because you're having to wrestle all 7 minutes in that match. Yeah,
I felt great. After, I think it was round one, I walked off the mat. Obviously, that was another one of those matches where, I gave up maybe too many points that I should have, and made some mistakes in the match, but I walked off, and first thing I told Metcalf was, my body feels great, I feel great. That was a match that went the full 7 minutes, and I feel great. So the Klebo match, the Arizona State guy, I can last 7 minutes pretty easily and walk off the mat, not gasp or anything. So my body is starting to dial in for sure.
Anything going into that tournament that Dresser told you guys?
I forget the quote he used, but you know, we had to go in. Obviously, we knew what we were walking into. We had a younger team coming in this year than last year, but just going in and making the opportunity happen. Just, you know, same as usual, just going in, wrestling really hard, and you know, good things will come.
We've heard from Dresser and the guys a numerous amount of times that, you know, you and Jacob do everything together. Can't tell you apart, all those things. So what does an average day look like for you and Jacob when you're not wrestling aside from that?
So like off season, or
Sure,
just,
yeah.
just whatever.
Or in general, yeah.
You know, we just wake up. Either we usually work out before we go to breakfast, so we'll go and do that. We'll drive to Lead, wake up, and he usually wakes up like a couple of minutes before me, so he'll usually be waiting on me. But yeah, we'll go work out, get some breakfast in, depending on whatever time we got class. We'll go walk over to class, you know, come back, get a nap in, get some lunch in, and come here for practice and go straight to dinner. But you know, throughout the whole day, it's we're usually together. We're either here or we're walking to class together, or we're, you know, going to breakfast together. So
When you're not wrestling, what are you two usually up to?
nothing, just hanging out, just maybe watching movies or playing video games or just sleeping. You know, just typical stuff, just hanging out. Nothing much.
Was there ever a scenario where you both weren't going to end up at the same school?
No, I don't think so.
How many of the same classes you have?
All of them. We have the
Okay.
same schedule.
Same major?
Yeah, same major,
What's your
same
major?
schedule.
What's your major again?
Mechanical engineering.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, we got the whole 9 yards. We got full class schedule. Everything's the same.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That is fun.
It's got to be tough to manage to get all that put together, the same everything, right? Down the line?
We register classes early just because that's whatever the athletes do. So
That's one.
pretty simple. Yeah, we just go and click it in there, make sure everything works, and it's good to go. So.
Duel at Humboldt High School on Sunday. What do you enjoy about wrestling in that environment?
I went there once last year. That was my first time going. But they packed the thing down. There's a lot of fans in there, and they're very loud. And yeah, I mean, it's a great environment to wrestle in. You know, you get a takedown, they're screaming for you. Maybe if you don't even do anything, you're just making action happen. They're yelling for you. So yeah, it's a really good environment to wrestle in.
Is it exciting to go back to what used to be Dresser stomping grounds?
I guess so, yeah. I think a lot of the fans recognize that, and you know, they make it a super special moment for our team to come back and wrestle in Dresser stomping grounds. So I think the fans make sure that that's a good event to go to, and I think a lot of the fans over there are coming from a whole bunch of different places. So I think it's a great event to have, and I think it's a really good, like, kind of right before not break, but like the first half of season, if you want to call it that. A nice little, you know, big dual meet to have, and then, you know, have a little break and then start the second half of season.
Going back to his question, how old were you guys when you were first introduced?
Maybe 6 or 7. I don't know. We weren't super old. We weren't too young, but
Yeah.
I think it was kind of 6, 7, or 8. I can't really remember, but it was around that time.
Did you ever, I was going to say, did you ever think about what if one of you guys felt like, I don't think I want to do that, or is that not even a possibility since you guys do so much stuff together?
No, I think it was. I think me and Jacob really enjoyed it. You know, just kind of beating up each other. You know, with a kind of a rule set. I know when we first started, it was more of just, you know, kind of just beating each other up because you know, that's what we did kind of in the house. Me and Jacob, we just got me, Jacob, and then 3 other brothers. So, you know, we kind of just beat each other up and kind of roughed each other up a little bit. So I think that was a really good thing to jump into, especially at that age. You know, not too late, not too young, but it was good. It was fun.
Did you have a wrestling mat in your basement?
No,
Okay.
we don't have basements in Louisiana.
Okay. Oh,
We don't have
true.
basements.
Fair
So how
enough,
much
yeah.
furniture was broken? What was the biggest piece of furniture that was broken?
We didn't really. No,
Really? No, you didn't do
our
that?
mom
Okay.
was. She didn't really allow for
Okay.
that. We made sure. We made sure none of that was going on.
Yeah.
But I'm sure along the line, little stuff was broken,
Yeah.
but nothing too major.
Yeah.
That wasn't. We weren't gonna let that happen. So.
Gotcha.
Talk about Louisiana, 3 state titles each for you guys at Holy Cross before you moved up to Iowa. Does you think that's kind of translated over to your time here at Iowa State?
I think so. I don't know if it was more of the state titles, but me and Jacob, throughout our years of high school, ran into a lot of really, really good coaches. And I think those guys all really developed our skill set and mindset. Obviously, eventually moving to Iowa and then to Iowa State. But I don't think it was, the state titles came along the way, but I think it was most of the people we ran into.
What have you learned about Iowa since moving to Dowling and then now being here at Iowa State in that kind of time you've been here?
Iowa's really cold for one,
Yeah.
and two, wrestling is like a completely different environment. Moving to Iowa, doing the whole high school, state, and all those duels and whatnot. The fan base, and the people really, really care about wrestling, and I think that makes it a really good environment to go into and just be surrounded by, and I think that really helps, especially then going to the next level, getting to experience all that. I think it's great.
In fairness, I was really hot too.
True.
Really
Yeah.
hot and really cold.
True.
Thanks.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. man.
Yeah. Thank you.